Trey, what does a win like the other night do for this team? I mean, I don't know if there was still maybe somewhat of a hangover. You lose 2 games on the road and, you come back and, you played ECU, but a team you outmatched. But to go on the road and play a good team and perform the way you performed, does that kind of give the team like a boost of confidence saying like we're back to playing UCF football?
Yeah, of course. That gave us a lot of confidence. Going on the road, like you said, is always tough in a hostile environment. Not familiar territory. And going on the road and getting the win, it gives us a lot of confidence moving forward. I feel like that was a big win for us just because the first 2 road games, of course, we did take a loss. And, coming on the road again and getting that win at Temple is always a good feeling.
Trey, in that second half, you guys really kind of turned it on, lights out in the third quarter especially. What was it about? Did you guys remember what happened against East Carolina and you guys want to make kind of a statement in that second half?
Yeah, I would say the big emphasis this week was really coming out in the second half and not letting the goose egg, kind of how we've been doing. It's really been the emphasis all week for real. Just coming out in the third quarter, keeping the foot on their neck and just keep going. And I feel like that's what we did a good job about.
Trey, what has Marlon Williams done to improve his game the last couple of weeks? And obviously this past Saturday he's had a pretty good game. What have you seen from him in practice or even on the field?
Yeah, no, Marlon's done a great job. And that's something that we've always seen throughout the camp and throughout spring. We always knew Marlon's a playmaker. You just need to get the ball in his hands. And him just being able to make plays when he gets the opportunity is always great to see just because we see it every day in practice, you know what I'm saying? So we always know he can do it. And he's a very good playmaker when he has the ball in his hands to make people miss. He's a big body, he's a hard to take down, and he always, one big play away.
Trey, can you talk about late in the first half, that touchdown pass from Dylan, how perfectly placed that was and what a big play that was, momentum?
Oh, yeah, it was a, big play momentum. Dylan threw a really good pass, and it was just got to make the play. I think it was fourth down, wasn't it? Yeah, so it was a big play in the first half, a good way just to give the team confidence. The defense done a really good job in the first half, stopping them. And I feel like plays like that just gives the whole team confidence and want to go out there and keep making those kind of plays. So,
Trey, obviously with your playmaking abilities, but when the running game had 385 yards against Temple, how important was it for you guys as a receiver to also maybe hit some of those blocks, to let some of those guys have big runs?
That's a big emphasis that we take in our receiver room. We just know we have so many playmakers in the backfield that they're eventually going to break one loose, and that's a big emphasis for us to close out on our guys because usually our cornerbacks or safety are like the last line of defense. So if we can really close our guy out, you basically just give AK, Otis, Ben Tavies, you give them a huge gap to go in there and get it.
Be ourselves, get back to doing what we do. I believe last week we kind of let up a little bit in the second half, so that was a big emphasis for us to come out and just keep on attacking.
Was it good to get Randy Charlton back into that front seven on the defensive line? I mean, he's been out missing the last few weeks. Was it good to get him back?
Oh, yeah. It's always good to have players back. Randy was banged up a couple of weeks, so it was good to have him back in there.
Eriq, Coach Burnham's talked about getting push up front and trying to get some of those opportunities to get sacks. You haven't had that maybe so much a couple of weeks ago, but last 2 weeks you guys have had over 7 sacks. Has that kind of been a big point of emphasis maybe to cause some disruption in the backfield?
Oh, yeah. Those guys up front did a tremendous job this week, just causing pressure the whole game, getting back there, getting in people's faces, disrupting the running lanes, and that make our job in the back end a lot easier.
Really quick, the defense you guys had obviously this past week was excellent, and then of course you had the 2 turnovers with the interceptions as a defense. Kind of describe that feeling when you go in there, you're in the quarterback's face, and then you turn and look and you see one of your brothers pull the ball in. What does that feel like?
Oh yeah, it's a great feeling knowing that somebody on your team, one of your guys made a play, and the excitement you feel for them is unimaginable because you work all week trying to make those plays, and once it happens, it makes you feel really good.
I felt I did pretty good. I had a few mistakes, but that'll happen when first start. But Coach Ellerby told us early in the week I'd be starting, so I had all week to prepare for it. So he helped me mentally better. So that was good for me.
When you look back at the film, maybe the guys putting up 385 rushing yards. Just talk about how successful you guys were on the line on Saturday night.
I felt we had a great game plan. We opened up a lot of space for the running backs to get through. But like when you got guys like that can make plays, it helps us. It helps us look good. So that was more on the running backs than us. So.
Was there a lot of talk, maybe even at halftime, about continuing the playing that well into the second half because that had been a problem for this offense in recent games? about keeping your foot on the pedal.
Yeah, we knew it wasn't like we knew it wasn't as like wide open as the past week, so we know we couldn't have been complacent. We was only up 7 going into halftime, so once we came out in the second half, we scored a lot in the third quarter, and they really blew the game open.